it's the end of the day. You know that expression we say, well, at the end of the day. Well, here's a great question. At the end of your day, every day, do you have a look at the day and say, have I had a crappy day? I've had an okay average day, or I've had an awesome, amazing day. And the answer's probably, I have a combination of all of those. Some days are terrible, some days are average, and some days are amazing. Well, here's a great question. It's cold out here. Could we have a great day every day? Could we be happy every day? Could we be excited about waking up every day? And could we live every day with passion, enthusiasm, and excitement? They're kind of three of my favourite words, of course. And I always look at the people who do live like that. So I know that it's possible because I've met people like that. I happen to be one of those people because I've chosen to. Now, there's been plenty of times in my life where things have been really crappy and very average, my least favourite word. And I've, of course, had some fantastic, amazing times in my life. But I decided by the study of other people that I wanted to have a fantastic day every day. And if I had to, and often people ask me, Rowie, how do you do that every day? How do you have a fantastic day every day? I'm going to give you this is a bit politically incorrect, but one of my favourite words, favourite C words, is concentration. Concentrate. Because I was taught that you can't ride two horses with one ass. I've only got one ass. So you can't concentrate on two things at once. You have to concentrate on one thing at a time. And if you invest your day, I'm going to get everything in my day done. So I'm going to concentrate on one thing at a time, and I'm going to get them all done. Or I'm going to concentrate on going to the beach today and having a fantastic day because I'm at the beach. I was taught this a very long time ago by James Rohn, who's one of my favourite business philosophers. When you're at the beach, be at the beach. When you're at your office desk, be at your office desk. But don't be at the beach and be thinking about the office or being in your office and then wanting to be at the beach. You've got to concentrate and focus where you are. There's that great quote, wherever you are, be there. Then wherever you are, not only be there, but should we be able to concentrate, focus, so there's my favourite F word and my favourite C word, very politically incorrect. If I'm concentrating and focusing on what I should be doing right now, or what I want to do right now, what I'm most passionate about doing right now, and I don't let any distractions, because the opposite to concentrate, could it be distracted? If I'm not focusing, I'm distracted. And is it possible we live in a world now where people are really distracted and getting more and more distracted by so many different things? So here's a question. Do you listen to the radio? And when you're listening to the radio, what's the information that's going into your head? Is it your choice of music? Is it your choice of information? Or is it just some people rambling on and making music selection for you? What if instead of listening to the radio, you studied something, you concentrated on something that you were really interested in? So I haven't listened to the radio for, I'm going to say 25, maybe even 30 years now, because I don't want somebody to choose my music and I don't want somebody to be telling me their opinion. If I want somebody's opinion, I want to go and search for the person who could give me the best opinion or the best advice. So what I do instead of when I'm in the car, for example, I do one of two things, or there's three probably. One is I say my goals and I take myself on a mini goal achieving holiday. So all the things that I want to do with my life, I'm seeing them in my brain. Or I educate myself, and that's, I think I've shared many, many times now, learning is one of my favourite things. And I invest at least 5% of my 24 hours, at least, most days much, much more, into learning. So I'm listening to lectures on endocrinology, cardiology, psychology, neuroscience, how the human body works, and or how to make business better, and or the excellence in business. So I'm always studying the people who are the best at what they do, so the best professors, the best business people, the best athletes, the best musicians. What are they doing to become the best at what they do? And I just have to put a slight side note in there. None of those people believe that they're the best, of course. They're always aiming to get better, and that's one of those things that I'm constantly concentrating on, because if you think you're the best at something, how can you possibly get better? So even if I think I know something, I'm still aiming, how can I know it better? How can I be better at it? So I concentrate wherever I am on doing something that's going to change my brain space. So setting goals, learning, visualizing my goals. And one of the really cool things to do is listen to great music. And that's why I love now that we have streaming and you can pick whatever music you want to listen to. Or you can pick artists, one artist at a time, so that you're choosing your own music. I don't want to have some lousy, stinking lyric come into my headspace that could change my brain. A lot of people get sad when they listen to radio choice because they listen to some song that reminds them of a breakup, and I say that reminds me. Hasn't it ever happened to you where you've heard a song and it's reminded you of a really terrible time in your life, or a really sad breakup, or something horrible, and you think, God, I was in a happy mood and now I've listened to this stupid song, it's made me sad. I have no interest in somebody else controlling my mood, and certainly not music controlling my mood. I want to control it. And that's the beautiful thing about music, because obviously music's very powerful and it can control our mood. So if you choose happy music, is it more likely that you'll have happy thoughts going into your brain? If you choose music that's given you great experiences, or it's been playing when you've had a great experience, is it more likely that you'll be able to live a great experience rather than a crappy one? So that's one of the things I concentrate on daily, is I don't let into other people's interactions affect my headspace. So not the radio, I certainly don't watch the news, don't watch stupid television. Everything I put into my brain is my choice. So what I watch on YouTube, what I watch on television, what I read, the people I invest time with, I concentrate all of those into a very major focus, my C and F favourite words, on how am I going to live my life right now, concentrate, focus to make my life better every minute. So if you wake up at the start of the day and that is your concentration, that is your focus, what am I going to learn today? What goals have I set today that I'm going to achieve today? What goals have I set for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and will I achieve them? Of course. And here's another reason for goal setting. A lot of people just exist through their life. I don't want to exist, I want to thrive. I want to strive to thrive, to have a great life. How about you? And often my goals are the things that pull me through the tough times. Because if you're focusing on the tough time, you could get cold, sick, angry, annoyed, frustrated, all of those horrible emotions. But if you use the tough time to pull you through, and you say to yourself, this tough time is going to make me tougher and stronger and wiser and better so that I can achieve my goal. Because every time something crap happens to me, I always say that to myself. What's happening to me right now is going to make me better. And when I'm better, I'm going to be able to achieve more. Everything I've learnt up until now, everything I've experienced up until now has got me to where I am now. If I want to get better, I have to get tougher and stronger and wiser. And how could I do that if everything was easy, if there were no tough times? Does that make sense? And I always use this quote, I don't know how strong I am until strong's the only option. So if my life is full of weak experience, happy, happy, rah, rah, always great, how can I get stronger? How can I get tougher? How can I get wiser? So focus every day on what the outcome is of the day, the outcome of the week, the outcome of the month, the outcome of the year, the outcome of your 5 years, 10 years. What am I going to do with my life to make it better every day? And how do I enjoy this minute right now? So I focus really carefully. If I'm playing with my puppy dogs, I only play with my puppy dogs. I'm not thinking about what should I be doing in my office. If I'm chatting with a student, I'm not thinking about what's coming in on my phone or what's coming in on my email. And that's my next suggestion. If not, I'm begging. Turn it off. Every single device that you've got, does it have a button? Does it have a process of turning off the alerts, turning off the pings, turning off the... It doesn't matter what it is. I even turn my phone upside down and it's always on silent, and it's never on what that noise that it makes, vibration. But I turn it over. So even when the phone rings, if I'm concentrating, if I'm focusing on something, I don't even want to see my phone light up. Because every time there's a ping or a bell or a knock on the door or the phone rings or something, there's an interruption. I'm now riding or trying to ride 2 horses with 1 bum. Can't do it. Concentrate and focus. Now, do I have emails? Do I have phone calls? Do I have social media to look after? Of course. But I focus on that at one time. And I focus on my puppy dogs, and I focus on my exercise, and I focus on my gorgeous husband, and I focus on learning, and I focus on each individual part of my day rather than trying to do 100 things at once. And that's probably a really important question for all women who we all think we can multi-skill. Well, can I share with you from my study of neuroscience and the neuroscience scientists hammering this into me. We cannot do two things at one time. We cannot think about two things at one time. Even if you are riding a bike and listening to education, one of those is going to be struggling, because if you've got to ride a bike, you have to be focusing on what you're doing. Now, you might be on a stationary bike and reading a book, but here's a great question. If you're going to exercise, why exercise at a speed that you can read a book? If you're going to exercise and you want to get the best results, why not go at 100% effort? If you're going to ride your bike outside and you want to get an appreciation of the environment, why would you put music in your ears? Why not smell the fresh air and appreciate the sunshine and appreciate the view? We spend so much time trying to do two things at once. I even share this with my Max students. You can study two things at once. If you're on the train, you can study your Max program. If you're walking on the treadmill at the gym, you can study your Max program. But I always ask this question, before you get on the treadmill to walk, because it's good to move, how about sprint really hard so that you can focus more clearly on your education? Because if you sprint before you learn, if you sprint before you study, if you sprint before you want to educate yourself, you fill your brain up with different chemicals. You fill your brain up with the most important one, which is brain-derived neurotrophic factor, fertilizer for your brain. So if you're going to educate and move at the same time, before you do, focus on how can I get puffed? Kick, punch, lift, jump, doesn't matter, get puffed, so that you pump brain-derived neurotrophic factor into your brain and then you can study better. These are called concentration skills. Skills that everybody can learn. Can you turn off the radio and focus on where you are at the moment, focus on your goals? Yes. Can you turn off the stupid television or the news? The news is always full of bad news. Why would you put yourself into that situation? I don't know. Could you turn it off? Of course, it's a choice. Could you choose the music that you listen to? Of course. Can you choose the people that you invest or waste time with? Of course. Can you choose to be fit and strong and healthy? Of course. Can I focus on all of those? Individually, I can. If I try and do them all at once, probably not. Have you ever got to the end of the day and you said, I've started a whole heap of things and I finished nothing? Worse than that, I have a lot of people who share this with me. I started a whole heap of things in my life and I finished nothing. I started 20 different courses and I never got qualified. I started 20 different jobs and I never got good at them. Did you know that the best in the world, when I say best, the people that are always aiming to get better, they are the ones that do 10,000 hours plus. And that's not some number I've just pulled out of my backside. The study of excellence is what makes somebody excellent at what they do. 10,000 hours. I'm not, and I always use the example, I don't particularly love basketball, but if I shot hoops for 10,000 hours, I reckon I'd get pretty good at shooting hoops. I'm not very good at playing the piano, but I reckon if I spent 10,000 hours playing the piano, that I would get good at playing the piano. You might say to yourself, I'm not good at anatomy and physiology. Well, first of all, why would you say such a silly thing to yourself? I'm not very good at it. Could you get good at it? Of course. And what if you invested 10,000 hours into your anatomy and physiology? Do you think you might learn how the endocrine system works, how the cardiovascular system works, how muscles and bones work, how to burn fat, how to burn up carbohydrate, how to have a stack of energy, and how to be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life? And could that be a choice? So if you would love to take on my two favourite inappropriate C and F words, concentration and focus. What if you concentrated on what you wanted to do and you focused on doing it and you didn't get disrupted or disturbed? You just did the things that you needed to do. You turn off all your pings and alerts and the phone and all the people trying to disturb you, and you focus on what's important to you, important to your life, important to your goals, important to your family, important to your career. There's a lot of things that are important. Is it possible that we waste a lot of time not focusing and concentrating on the important things because we're bloody distracted by the things that really add no value to our life? So here's my last question. What I'm doing right now, is it adding value to my life? Is it helping me achieve my goals? If not, why am I doing it? It's my favorite question, and I check in with myself all day long. Is what I'm doing right now adding value to my life? Is it helping me achieve my goals? If not, why am I doing it? And I just stop doing it and I go back and get myself on track. And that's the beautiful thing. If you get off track, you can get back on track. If you fall over, you can get back up again. If you focus on what's important to you, is it possible that you'll actually achieve it? Woohoo! At the end of the day, I've achieved all my things. At the end of the day, I've been disciplined. Woo!